Hey guys, it's Ryan and Sarah McKinney of KW Johnson City. This is Ryan. I'm out here touring a 93-acre piece of land in Bluff City, Tennessee. The address is on Hunting Hill Road, but there's no street number yet, so we're calling it TBD, to be determined. TBD, Hunting Hill Road, Bluff City, Tennessee. And what I'm gonna do first is I'm at the very top on the ridge of the property, and I'm gonna give you views of what you're gonna see at this place if you were to build on the very top of this property. And so as you can see up here on the top of the ridge, we pretty much have a 360-degree view of the Northeast Tennessee, maybe Southwest Virginia, I'm not sure, maybe Western North Carolina, I'm not sure if we can see that far, sorry about that. I got you guys way up there. Mountains. So we got long range mountain views. And then over here on this side, you can maybe see a little bit, maybe on that side, but as we take the tour down, we are on the lake as well. We have lakefront. It is a cliff, just to be transparent with you. We are on the cliff, and I'll show you some clips when we get there to the edge of the property of what kind of steep slope we're looking at. So I don't want you to think that it's just a rolling level grass parcel of land to the lake. But we do have about 1,000 feet of lakefront. So what we're gonna do is take the hike down to the front of the property. Just came up from the lakeside, put a little arrow pointer sign along the lakefront side of the property, climbed up this hill down here, and there's a little bit of a trail right there that you can walk, maybe even do like a small ATV down for a little bit. But then we're up here at the top of the ridge, and I'm just gonna take you guys along with me for the walk, for the hike down, and we'll talk a little bit about the property itself. We'll talk a little bit about its proximity to other landmarks, and we will talk a little bit about Northeast Tennessee and Johnson City. So let me turn this around for us. Make it easier to carry. And then I'm just gonna walk it that way. Okay, so we're gonna head down along this ridge, and you're just gonna have to bear with me. This is one section of the trail that we can go down towards the lake, and this is just gonna be a good old-fashioned hiking video showing you the lay of the land up here, the fact that we are on 93.81 acres, so we're gonna call it 94 acres of mostly wooded land. We got a little bit of a clearing that I'll show you when we get down there, but mostly wooded. There are some ATV trails, which is nice. If you like to bring out a dirt bike, your ATV, your four-wheeler. One of my favorite parts about this land is that it previously was used for that, so there are some good trails for that. And I'm sorry if you're hearing a bunch of leaves crackling. I'm literally walking through just a bunch of leaves and sticks. And so what I want to show you as we come this direction is the view of the lake and the mountain view that you can see. So I know at the top of the ridge we were getting a little bit of tree cover, and I think the next owner would do very well to knock down some of these trees up here at the midpoint range to really get you a better view of the mountains. I believe that's the mountains going into Southwest Virginia. That direction are the mountains to North Carolina. If you look at that bridge over there, that is right along Egypt Road, if you want to look that up on a map. I'm gonna see. Yeah, we can't zoom. So, but you can see the water down there. Kind of give you a perspective. There's the water. I am on this ridge cliff, but you can see those beautiful mountains in the background. Really every direction. So I came down that ridge a little bit. So this is the view now, and then you can see the lake. So a little bit about Boone Lake. I'll talk as we're walking. Boone Lake is a part of the TVA system of lakes. During the winter, they do drop it significantly, and so I don't know if you'll ever even be able to tell with this video and how far those docks are, but all of the docks there have either a motorized lift that has the boat on it, and so it's lifted out of the water, or they've taken it to the marina or to the boat dock place and winterized it. So a little bit about us. We're Ryan and Sarah McKinney of KW Johnson City, and we're realtors with Keller Williams Realty. And just something that we think is important is to show you guys properties when we can. And we're on this one. I'm trying to do a good job of showing 93 acres out here in Bluff City. I know it's tough for some folks to be able to make it out here. We definitely don't like people to have to feel like they need to buy property sight unseen. And so from that perspective, I'm just trying to be as transparent as we can in putting this property out for our folks to be able to see what they would be getting with this property. So this right here probably would not be a build site. You got some rock along the edge here, but I do feel like if you cleared it just a little bit, you would then have a nice view of the lake, especially when it's up in the summer, and of those mountain views. So if you'll bear with me just to make sure I don't lose this battery, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in and make sure that we stay charged so I don't lose you guys. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of hiking. So one of the great things about this property, obviously the woods create a great atmosphere for hunting if you wanted to. I did see some deer on the way in, some whitetail. I can imagine, I'm assuming, just because I know Northeast Tennessee in this area, there's probably some wild turkey that run through here at some point throughout the year. Right now I'm heading along downside the ridge, but I'm on the far edge of the property. And if you want details, obviously we can get you a plat map. I'll probably post the link to the property in the comments section, or maybe in the description. We could do that for you guys to make it easier for you guys to obtain the information. So yeah, You know, another good thing about this property, we are close to a number of cities here in the Tri-Cities. We're less than 10 minutes away from the Piney Flats Industrial Park. Well, this is interesting. You'll see that a lot. That may have been the old fence line or something. There's another one over there. Last time I was out here, I didn't see that. We are 8 minutes from Bristol Motor Speedway. So all you race car fans, concert lovers, Braves and Reds fans. Braves and Reds are coming to Bristol Motor Speedway for their game in August of 2025. We plan to be there, but this is a great secluded place for coming out and maybe parking your RV in the middle of the place and just bringing some friends out here, and I'm actually going to go back the other way, and bringing some friends out and camping. Maybe you have your crew where you guys like to set up your RVs. Well, why don't you just purchase this property, come out here and set up all your RVs in this clearing that I'm about to show you. Maybe you like to bring your ATVs and ride your ATVs and camp, ride your dirt bikes, hike, fish. Got some of the best fishing from what I hear in the world on the Holston River. Just to be honest with you, I don't fish. I think I've fished maybe 4 times in my life, so I would connect you with some of my friends if those were legit questions that you had. You know, let's just explore a little bit here. Can't tell if a turkey was out here or what, if you notice those feathers there. Maybe somebody got eaten by something. So if I was cleaning this property up, I'd probably make this, just kind of give you a little perspective about how wide it is. It's probably the good size of a trail. You could probably bring your Jeep Wrangler up in here. I've got one. I probably wouldn't until I cleared it out. But I mean, this would definitely be an area right here that I'm walking that is or was previously the ATV trails, no doubt. So if you got really serious and you wanted to come out, and I could bring the owner, he grew up on this land riding his ATVs and his 4-wheelers, and so he could give us a really good idea of the paths. But I'm getting to a spot right now where I can give you a pretty good insight. One goes down that direction, because you can see coming here. My guess is that it loops around, because there's another spot right here going up there. You can see those trees. That's probably across the ATV path right now. And then there's the one that we just hit right there. That's where we came from. And we're gonna take this one right here. I think this is what goes into the clearing. But like I said, you probably wouldn't be able to bring your Jeep right now or your 4-wheel drive right now, because you got trees like that are here. You got a bunch of birds calling out. And even one this way. We'll head that way too. I want to see that view. I haven't seen that one yet. But the reason why you probably wouldn't be bringing out the vehicles yet until you get some clearing is because of trees like that. It's been at least a decade since these trails were used. So there's been some overgrowth in the ATV trails. But you know, here's another trail, right? You come up here, maybe that direction. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a trail expert. This is definitely a clearing. So see where this takes us. It's going to take us to a great view. I know that. So I talked about Bristol. You know, Bristol, a few minutes past Bristol Motor Speedway, you've also got the Hard Rock Casino that has recently entered into our world in Bristol, Virginia, which obviously is right across the state line from Bristol, Tennessee. Yeah, probably wouldn't be riding too much farther past here, but I think that's the trail, right? That's the trail. So it's fun to explore with you guys. Thanks for letting me do this. And then here we are at the lake again. Here's the ridge where we were. We probably walked down there and then walked back up this trail. But you can see that, you know, there's maybe another building site up there. Now, full transparency, like I tell people, we'll give you every reason to buy a place, and we'll give you the concerns that we have, or I like to say we'll give you every reason not to buy a place. So, you know, there's some, definitely in 93 acres, you're going to have a multitude of home sites. But we definitely would want our buyers, no matter who you are, whether you're unrepresented, whether you have an agent, or whether you're an agent buying the property for yourself, we'd want you to know not every spot up here is going to be a buildable spot, right? I mean, this view is fantastic. Maybe you put a pavilion or something like that, but I mean, you look at the cliff that we're on, there's a lot of rock up here. So in my opinion, probably not building our house on this ledge, but goodness gracious, look at that view. So it would be nice to have some of these trees knocked down right here, open up that view for you, maybe keep that big one right there. But as you can tell, it's just gorgeous up here. So I'm gonna head back to that ATV trail and get back to the clearing. So, but you can see this trail right here, I would say right here goes to where we were. There's that other one. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry about it if it's not great. But just on the other side of this rock to that tree, on the other side of that tree, there's that. Oh, you can see that post over there. That is another, that's the other trail. And this could be, right, possibly a little bit smaller, not as big, but you know, you'd want to come in and knock down some of these trees. But as an ATVer, as a dirt biker, cross-country runner, really anything outdoors having to do with trails, this is a fun property to do it on. So let me show you. So kind of where we are now at, we've got a path that goes that way. There's the marker. And then there's a path that goes this way. I'm gonna head down this way. You know, there's that path where we came from. So I like this side, this path, because it does have me close to the lake. And if I see a clearing, I'll walk up there and get us another view, because I just enjoy those views of Northeast Tennessee. So, so we talked about Bristol. The opposite direction from Bristol is as you go towards Johnson City, you'll hit a little town, a little community called Piney Flats. Piney Flats has some large corporations in their industrial park. Bell Aviation, Bell Helicopter being one of those, major player in the aerospace. I don't know, however you want to call that field. Big operation in Piney. But you can go this way. We're gonna go down this way. So this is kind of what I'm seeing out here. So Piney Flats, a small community, probably 6 minutes to Piney. And then you've got, you're about 15 minutes from Johnson City. So that's where we're based out of. We do the majority of our work in Johnson City. And when I say majority, I'd probably say 60%, right? I mean, we do a lot in the surrounding areas of Piney Flats, Bristol, Kingsport. We're in Bluff City currently, Bluntville, Kingsport. I don't know if I said that. So then there's that other path right there. See, and like I said, you got trees falling down. So before you did any riding, you'd have to come out and clear all this if you end up buying it. There's Colonial Heights, there's Churchill, Mount Carmel. We even work as far as Rogersville and Greenville, Tennessee. But then you go the opposite direction out of Johnson City, and you can go to places like Unicoi and Irwin and Flag Pond, and up the mountain into Elizabethton and Roan Mountain and Butler. That looks like maybe a little trail going that way too. And so, sorry if you get any sound coming back. My earpiece fell out, just to be letting you know what's going on. Got it back in. I'm just checking, making sure I'm still going video. And up in Butler and Mountain City, you've got a number of cool areas up there with the mountains, just right over the mountain from Boone, North Carolina. So Northeast Tennessee has a lot to offer when it comes to proximity to other states. 30 minutes from Virginia, call it maybe an hour, maybe a little bit less from Kentucky. And then we've got 45 maybe to an hour. I'm an hour and 15 minutes from the North Carolina airport, so Asheville airport, sorry. So, you know, a little bit about what the highest and best use of this property would be, we feel like, is in this clearing that I'm about to walk you into. Would be a great house seat. It's right here in the middle. It's right in a clearing. And if you look in the link, we ended up putting a virtual home staged, so to speak, dropped into this little area right here. Of course, you know, it's your land, 90 acres, you put it wherever you want to. But I feel like the highest and best use of this property is to end up having one cabin or lodge or home site right here in the middle. And I'm going to show, that's my Jeep there. And then, so we just had a lot of snow, a lot of rain. And so this is not deep water. I'd say it's maybe 6 inches to a foot deep right there. That's not a pond by any means. I actually didn't even think about it. There's a little water, standing water there too. That's where we just came from. I just walked down that hill. You go that direction towards Boone Lake. And then here's the clearing. So you've got a lot of opportunity, I feel like, to build in this particular section. And then of course, I'll show you when we get to the road that there's some house sites possibly, well, not possibly, I think there's some house sites at the front of the neighborhood that would, maybe you could sell those off, or if you're a builder and you build out here on the land back here, maybe you build those as luxury spec homes, maybe at the front. You know what? I'm gonna end up going back a different direction because I don't really want to be walking through this. I've got my boots on, but don't really feel like getting soaked today. So actually, you know what? Let's come down here. I don't think I've been down this route in a while, so we'll get around this water and get to this clearing. I think really it's right there, and I should be good. But with that clearing, I'd put a house there, or kind of like we talked about. You know, what if you had a bunch of tiny homes out here? Maybe made this your RV setup when you're coming to Bristol Motor Speedway, coming to the casino, coming to hunt Northeast Tennessee, coming to fish the Holston River. Why not just plant on your own property out here? Do a little hunting while you're here. Do a little fishing on Boone while you're here, just off the banks when the water is up, and then you know, enjoy the property for all its glory. So a couple things: if you built over here and you had this land, you know, I think you could recoup some of the initial investment by selling some of those luxury spec homes on the front of the property, and or rent those out, right? Make those tiny home rentals, or rental cabins along the road. You'll see when we get to the road, there is water at the road and there is electric at the road. There's no sewer out here, so it'd be septic tank systems. So that would be why this entire property you would probably not bring. I'm gonna come back here and show you this trail a little bit. That's why you would not bring a developer out here and put 100 homes, 150, 300 homes out here on these 90 acres. The terrain doesn't support it probably. And you know what, I may be wrong. Builders, developers, you guys want to challenge me on that? Come on out, we'll take a look, we'll walk the property together. In my opinion though, I don't think it's conducive, since there is no sewer at the road, to get a bunch of houses back in here with a bunch of septic tanks. Now, another opportunity, see the Jeep, another opportunity would be to maybe subdivide this. Of course, that's going to be an expensive survey, but depending on how you decide to subdivide it, you know, we've got 93.81, so 94 acres. If you're looking at, just call it 100, and you have 5 people, subdivide into 20 acres each, you know, you could do it that way. Now, the challenge with that in Tennessee is subdividing this road back here. Nobody would probably be building in that cul-de-sac. That would probably be something for emergency services, at least what I've seen in Washington County. Of course, that'd be something we'd need to talk to zoning and all that. But, you know, in our town, we need so much in our county, and I'm sure it's the same if you're out of town. You need so much road frontage per property. So what we've ran into issues on some is, yes, you might have 100 acres out here in the middle of the woods, but you've got 40 acres of road frontage. Well, how are you going to subdivide that? You're probably not. So, but there is another entrance off of Droke Road, D-R-O-K-E. So if you look at from that perspective, you know, what if you had an entry off of there? We've got another probably 1,000 feet of road frontage. What if some of the road came in from Hunting Hill Road, and maybe we had 3 sites, right, of you know, 33 acres, or you know, we figured it out that way. So there's options. My inclination is that this will probably end up being 1 or 2 owners, from, if you had one person coming in off of Droke and one person coming in off of Hunting Hill. This is like a Jeep commercial, isn't it? Look at that. if you had one owner coming in there and one owner coming in from Hunting Hill, then maybe that's the direction you go. Or I could see one owner having the capability to develop all of this to their liking. They may do nothing with it, right? They may just bring their Jeep out. They may just bring their RV out. They just may bring their tent out, plant it in the middle of this clearing out here, and enjoy the serenity and enjoy the privacy and not do anything ever with this property. But I do feel like this site right here, let me give you one more shot of it, kind of give you some perspective. Yep, there we go. We got this clearing here. The lake is this direction. The road that we're gonna go out will be there. So you guys are gonna get to have some fun in the Jeep with me. I've already gotten a little bit of mud on the tires, as old Luke Bryan likes to say. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I got my backpack here because I did put a sign down there along the lakefront to, okay, hold on a minute, let me go here. Just bear with me, I appreciate you guys. You know, sometimes, there we go. Sometimes video is messy and sometimes it's not gonna be perfect. Let's get some keys. But you can see I've already got some mud on the tires, and we've already driven this a little bit. Now, I don't want to go down here because just from walking that, I don't think and there probably is, but I don't feel confident in being able to get down there with a Jeep or a vehicle and get turned around. You can see little turnarounds like that. I'll probably be fine, but no reason for me to risk that getting stuck down there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put it in 4 because I don't want to get stuck in this little pit of water. So I'm gonna have a little fun. I'm gonna turn y'all around. Hold on just a minute. Let me get your battery off and get my glasses off the dash. I'm gonna go this, let's see here. Let's see if I can get you guys set up. There we go, we'll do it this way. All right, I'm backing up a little bit. Let's see how this goes, folks. Hold on, here we go. There you go. Welcome to the Jeep world, Jeep life. It's fun. So, all right, let me make sure. Let me see how this looks. Yeah, we're seeing good, okay. All right, so this is the path out. We just came out of that clearing, and now I'm just gonna take my time. There's no rush. You know what? Actually, let me come back here and give you just a little bit of perspective, looking out the windshield of where we just were, clearing-wise, from this direction. Should be good. So, you know, there's the clearing. Got lots of room. If you look on the link that I've got included, you can see that we put a virtual house in here for the just for the listing, for the purposes of having it showing what it would look like if somebody was to put a house here. We did mark on the picture for virtual staging purposes only. because obviously in full transparency, you can obviously see there is no house here right now. We're not pretending that there is. We're not trying to sell this that there is a house here. There is no house here. So, but up here, you know, you've got a lot of woods. You got another ridge up there. I don't know if you could build there. I've not walked that ridge. Over here to the left is a valley. So I don't think you're building there at all, because it does go down into more of a little bit of a valley right there. And so this is the challenge, right? If trying to get water out here, and you could always dig a well. In Northeast Tennessee, that's typically $25,000-$30,000. Probably have you talk to Chris Wilson with Wilson Drilling, just to be honest with you. So if you look down here, you can kind of see how deep that valley is. So there's no way that you're gonna be building down there, right? It's just crazy how steep of a drop off that is. And then even over there though, you've got the ridge. You're not gonna be building over there, but you got some great views. You're gonna be looking at the lakes and the mountains over there. So, but you could dig a well, you could install septic, and then you've got to get the electricity out here. So this might be a great opportunity for homesteading. You know, full transparency though, when I talk to homesteaders, they typically are looking to grow some crops and have some pasture land. Not a lot of that on this property. It's more woods than pasture. So yes, obviously it would take some time. You could clear some land. You could put gardens out here. We have, oh, there we go. Hold on a minute. See this little guy? Little deer out there hanging out. Let's see if you can see him. Yeah. I can't zoom my camera here because the way it's facing. He's just staring me down. Oh, there's two. I don't know if you saw the one to the left. I just see him now. Staring me down. And who knows? Maybe they're looking at mama deer behind me, getting ready to bust my windshield. I don't know. I just looked over my shoulder just to make sure somebody wasn't, something wasn't hanging out there. So they're just hanging out. They're just looking at us. Yeah, see them? Just chilling. Very curious, I'm sure. They don't see a lot of cars out here, obviously. They probably, oh shoot, scared me to death. I think somebody sneezed. I think it was the little deer sneeze, like a little, like that. Scared at all of them. I don't know, hold on, let me make sure my phone didn't do anything. Yeah, we're good. That wasn't me. So, scared me though. All right, so here's that little full drive, and I'm gonna show you real quick here. You know, there's the road. I don't know if you see that car going by, but that's how close we are to the road. It does go into that valley a little bit, and when we get out to the road, I'll give you another perspective on what I was talking about, where the possibility of if you could get those specific lots to perk, which means, you know, you could put septic tanks on there, then would that be a situation where you could put maybe some houses along the main road and subdivide those out? Or now the concern about that obviously is cost money to do surveys. And so if you survey those houses at the front of the property, the surveyor is going to make you survey the entire property to subdivide those out. That's going to be the challenge, and that's going to be, I'm going to say, $8,000, maybe even $15,000. And the reason why I say that is because I did have a 60-acre property that one of my clients was buying, and crazy story. We looked at the tax map, and the line was going right through about a third of the house. It was actually cutting the garage in away from the house. And when I looked at it, I showed it to the title company that our buyer was going to use, and they felt that it was off. We felt the drawing was off. We talked to a surveyor, just showed him the map, and he's like, yeah, that just seems a little off, as opposed to what we're used to seeing. Typically, you know, these tax maps, you can see a little bit of, you know, a few feet here or there, but this was an entire wing of a house, the entire garage. So in that 60 acres, well, we made the seller get a survey. It was $1 million house on top of a mountain, kind of like this one, except it already had a house and already had a drive and everything like that. But kind of showing you what the exterior looks like. Oh my gosh, look at this car. It is a mess. Which that's what it's for, right? So here's kind of what I'm seeing. But you know, in order to get that one little section proven, whether it was in the property or outside of the property. Sorry, I wasn't showing you over here, but that's what I'm seeing over here. I'm not hiding it from you. I'm just thinking maybe this is the places where you can put some houses possibly on this side of the road, because you can see the road. That survey cost the seller, I think it was $6,000 to $8,000, and they had to survey 60 acres, I think. Maybe it was 30 acres, I can't remember. But the benefit of larger properties is, you know, we're not trying to subdivide an entire neighborhood, that kind of a deal. So there is some scale to the fact that once they find corners and pins and things like that, then you're not having to, I'm gonna put you up here in front, you can kind of see what I see as I'm pulling out. You know, it's not like you're putting 300 different lots in here on 90 acres, right? So that's the good, but the bad is you're still gonna have to survey the corners in order to also then subdivide out if we were to subdivide these lots up here at the front of the road. So, all right, so we are now at the front of the property. This is the Hunting Hill Road side of the property. I've also got the Droke Road property side. I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna go walk, and then I'm gonna walk to the road and kind of show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the possibility. I don't know, I don't wanna oversell it, right? But the possibility of putting houses down this road on Hunting Hill Road. Sorry about that. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, not too bad. Looks good. All right, so I got this here, and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and walk. So we're here on Hunting Hill Road. And so, like I was saying, you know, you can't put 20 houses up there because you've only got so much road frontage and just zoning, as you guys may or may not be aware. But if you look at all this road frontage, really, you can't see the end of TBD Hunting Hill Road's property right now. And that's how much road frontage you've got. So, not saying this would be the highest and best use, but it would at least be an option, right? I mean, there's a clearing right here, and you got, you know, 40 to 50 feet of road frontage there. Now you've got a dip down here. So, you know, what I'm gonna end up doing right now, so there's a clearing here, right? So like, but there's a dip, but there is a house down there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop back in the Jeep. We're gonna lock the gate, and then I'm gonna drive down Hunting Hill, and we're gonna show you. I'm just gonna put the camera out the window and show you all the road frontage until the road frontage stops. So just so you know. So this is the neighbor's property. What I do like about this on the tax map is, you know, we do have this fence line here, and that is the other neighbor's property. And then TBD Hunting Hill is this, and it hooks, but it's a lot of that right there. So that ridge, and over here around the bend, that ridge is what we saw when we were leaving the property. And I haven't ever walked it, but that ridge is just as high, if not higher, as the ridge where I started. So let me get back in here and talk about a Jeep commercial. That's what this is. All right, so, and I appreciate y'all sticking with me. This is long form video at its best. I like these because it really just kind of shows you the property, and kind of get to learn a little bit about us, a little bit about the property and everything that we're doing. So we'll come out here and lock this up. Okay. Yep, we're still recording. Put you right here, you can see the road. We'll go ahead and drive to the road. I've got a small sign we're putting out today, and then as we get those pictures out there to the printer, putting one of those bigger signs out here at the road. But for now, I'll see if we can do this for you. No, we didn't do. Let's just go here, there. There we go. No secret about it. You're sitting on a tripod right now, but the reason why we're doing that is because I'm getting ready to put a sign out here. People know this thing's for sale. Now let's see the best way to do this. I think I will keep it on the tripod. You guys can ride and see the road. I'm gonna plug in the battery. Don't let me forget, I gotta get out of four-wheel drive. I don't need to be driving four-wheel drive on these roads. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me get out of four. Get my seatbelt back on. Oops, sorry. All right, there we go. Let's get this just kind of set. Yeah, there we go. And it's just sitting right there. I don't even need my hands on it, so safely driving. But I do want you to see, okay, this is the edge of the property. You see that? And so now I'm coming down Hunting Hill Road. And I've got a little bit of a dip here. Probably not a great spot for a house unless you clear some land, which obviously is possible. Excavating. Appears to be a little bit of a dip right there as well. But you know, you got power here at the road. You've got water at the road. All these neighbors across the street have water and power and septic tanks. So my guess, my inclination is obviously you're putting septic tanks. This is still part of the property. I've got a lot of road frontage right here. I think it's over 1,000 feet. I'll get you those details if needed. As I come down here, you're gonna see the old house, right? You see that? I don't know if you can see that. And an old barn right here. I don't know if you can see that. And so, you know, not sure if that's where I would put stuff, but you've got options. So we're edging the property line, and this last pole right here, I'm gonna show you, is gonna be where the edge of the property is, and this clearing is not part of the property. So the property then goes towards the lake and it actually hooks back that way. So just so you know, that that little creek right there to the lake is not on the property. That is the property of the next door neighbor. That property right there that's cleared on the hill is not part of the property for TBD Hunting Hill Road that we have for sale. It's really, once that tree line starts up there, that's where it is. So, all right, I'm gonna get to a safe pullover spot, but I'm just gonna keep my hands off, and you can see the lake, right? You see the property, the hill back that direction. You can see that's this property, right? So obviously this pasture is not. I'm gonna pull into his yard real quick. That way I can take my hands off the wheel, get the, so here we go. Okay, let me park and let me put my hands back on the wheel. So there's the property. You see that? Where it dips right there between the two ridges is the path that we drove. And then over here, you can, sorry. Very amateur, sorry. Once you see the lake over there, the hillside, that's the property too. So, all right. Thank you guys so much. This is almost an hour long. I apologize for the longevity of this video, but I also hope that it showed you this property, TBD Hunting Hill Road, Bluff City, Tennessee. And it's in this little northeast Tennessee pocket. And we got so many options for it. So I hope you enjoyed the tour, and you know, click subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff on this YouTube channel. And if you like what you saw, give us a shout, and we'd be happy to help you guys. Or if you're a realtor and you have clients interested, obviously we'd be willing and able and happy to help you guys as well. Thanks so much.